Okay, so good evening taong bayan, and for today po pag-usapan natin tong most recent na nag-viral na topic po, yung regarding dun sa 20% tax sa time deposit, specifically sa interest po ng mga time deposit. So kung makikita po ninyo dito, nakakatawa tong article ng Manila Times. So, Crocodiles 20% tax on savings interest. Okay, so anyway, we will talk about this, and then I will also give a short explanation on basic principles of taxation para mas maintindihan nyo po talaga kung ano ba yung concept and nature of the power of the government to tax. And may konting maritesan din po tayo sa dulo. Explain ko or magbibigay po ako ng mga personal opinion ko as to this new tax na inimpose po sa time deposit. Okay, so good evening po sa inyong lahat. This is your quote-unquote favorite DDS lawyer, at yan po ang explain ko sa inyong lahat for this evening's video. Kung mag-enjoy po kayo sa video na to, huwag niyo po sana kalimutan i-like yung video, and of course mag-subscribe po sa YouTube channel ko. Okay, pero anyway po, for today I will first explain po muna talaga kung ano ba yung power of taxation. Okay, so the power of taxation is basically ito po yung kapangyarihan ng government natin, ng Republic of the Philippines, para po pabayarin tayo ng ating buwis from the income po na gine-generate natin as a citizen of the Republic of the Philippines. Okay, so yung pinakauna pong critical regarding taxation, the power of taxation, wala po kayong makikitang specific or express provision sa Constitution na nagsasabing pwede po mag-impose yung national government natin ng tax sa citizenry. Kung titingnan po ninyo yan, ang meron lang dyan is yung power ng Congress to enact taxation laws, and then yung authority ng mga LGUs to also impose local taxes. Pero on a national level, wala pong nakalagay na specific constitutional provision. However po, kahit walang ganyan, pwede pa rin po tayo i-tax talaga ng ating government, because the power of taxation po falls under what we call the inherent powers of a state. Okay? So when you say inherent power po, ito yung mga kapangyarihan ng government kung saan it is essential po to the very existence of the government. Okay? Kasi kung wala pong tax, hindi po makakakuha ng tax ang government, hindi rin po siya makaka-function. And it is for that reason po kung bakit tinawag yung taxes natin as the lifeblood of the government. Okay? So i-rephrase ko lang po para mas maintindihan nyo talaga. Ang power to taxation po is one of the inherent powers of a state, meaning kahit wala po yan sa Constitution, pwede po yan gawin ng isang government, considering nga po it is the very lifeblood po ng isang government. So yung mga taxes po na binabayad natin, yan po yung ginagamit mismo para paandarin yung government natin. So yung mga infrastructure projects pong nakikita natin, yung mga pinapasweldo po sa public servants, and then yung mga funds din po na ginagamit para mag-operate yung mga offices ng mga public servants natin, and of course yung mga controversial ayuda programs po natin, lahat po yan nanggagaling sa taxes na binabayad po natin as taxpayers. Okay? So yan po yung basic principles of taxation. So the source po of the new 20% tax imposed is from the Capital Markets Efficiency Promotions Act, okay, or CMEPA po. It is a new law signed by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. noong May, and it was enacted in July. So very recent po, ngayong buwan lang. So ito pong article na binabasa ko is from Philippine Star Global. So hanapin nyo na lang po itong article na to by searching po the subject matter. Ito po yung ginagamit ko ngayon as basis kasi may chart po sila dito differentiating, at maganda po para ma-compare talaga natin yung mga tax rates from the old law and the current law. Okay, so kung makikita po ninyo dito, tax rates before the CMEPA, so ito pa yung lumang batas, walang taxes po pag more than 5 years yung time deposit ninyo. Tapos before maturity of 4 to 5 years, meron naman na pong 5%, and then basta po pag pababa ng pababa yung maturity, mas mataas din po yung tax rate niyan before. So when you say maturity po, ito yung period kung saan hindi mo pwede galawin yung pera mo sa bangko. So basically ito lahat tinanggal ngayon, tas under the new law po, yung CMEPA naging 20% na siya, fixed 20% regardless of the maturity date or the nature po of your deposit. So for foreign currency deposit, it is also now 20%. Okay? So anyway po, ang pinakauna natin kailangan i-clarify talaga sa batas na ito is hindi po siya sa actual amount na dineposit nyo yung 20%, ha, is dun sa interest po na gine-generate ng inyong deposit. Okay? So for example purposes po, kung mag-deposit kayo ng 10,000 2,000 sa bangko, hindi po kayo itatax nung 20% or 2,000 pesos. Hindi po yan yung amount na kukunin sa inyo. Kung ano lang po yung interest na ma-generate ninyo. So example, ito for example purposes na po. Sabihin natin 10% po yung generate nyo a year. So in 1 year, meron pong 1,000 na income na nag-generate yung deposit ninyo. So dun sa 1,000, dun po kukunin yung 20%. So more or less nasa 200 pesos po yun. Okay, so yan po yun. Hindi po sa actual amount deposited. Rather, it is in the interest that is generated po from the amount that you deposit yung kukunin yung 20% tax. Okay, so that's just something that I would like to clarify kasi meron po akong mga nakikitang posts na misconception po. Akala nila dun sa actual amount deposited. Okay? So I am just emphasizing this po kasi it is also very important na fully ma-educate po talaga tayong mga nagde-deposit sa bangko as to these issues kasi baka po magkaroon ng tinatawag na bank run. Okay, when you say bank run, yan po yung situation kung saan magpapanik po yung mga bank depositors tapos bigla nilang i-withdraw, magkakaroon po ng massive withdrawal ng funds deposited, and in that situation po, posible po kasi mag-collapse ang isang bangko. And if a bank will collapse po, that will have a huge economic impact po sa bansa natin. So it is also very important po for us to be well informed para po hindi tayo magpanic agad kung may mga nakikita tayong mga ganitong balita regarding new taxation. Okay? So yan po yung explanation ko dyan. Pero tandaan po ninyo, hindi ko sinasabi na porket sa interest rate yung 20% is tama yun or okay lang na bigla lang tayong pinapabayad ng mga ganitong tax rates. I am not in that position po. I am simply explaining to you the importance of knowing the legal nuances po para makamake po talaga tayo ng informed and or smart decision regarding mga ganitong bagay. Okay? Sa ano ko na lang to, personal opinion. So I'm just saying personal opinion because of course I'm not an expert on the matter considering di naman po ako economist, diba? But I am still a consumer. I am a depositor in the bank and I like to read yung mga market na yan every now and then. So meron naman po tayong konting knowledge regarding this, yung mga percentages na yan, yung mga inflation and or interest rates, okay? So anyway, yung pinaka-point ko po dito, yung first reason po kung bakit hindi ako in favor dun sa 20% na interest rate sa interest earned is because of the inflation rate po dito sa bansa natin versus the interest earned po sa mga time deposits natin. Okay? So kung makikita po ninyo yung inflation po natin, and this one is from 2024-2025. Ito po sa Philippine Statistics Authority po to. So from May, June, July, so on and so forth. Kung makikita nyo, 3.1 all the way tumaas to 3.7. Tapos currently ngayon, nasa 1.7 po tayo for May 2025. So on average po, tingin ko yung inflation rate natin for the last year is somewhere between po 2 to 2.5%, okay, based on this data from PSA. So yung pinaka-point ko po dito, kung 2.5% yung inflation, tapos yung interest earned mo lang sa time deposit mo is let's say 6%, edi halos kalahati po dun sa in-earn mo sa interest na wala agad simply because of inflation, di ba? 2.5 tapos 6% lang kinita mo, close to half agad yung nawala. So in other words po, kung sa inflation pa lang, halos wala ka nang income sa interest earnings mo, tapos ngayon dadagdagan pa ng 20%, edi parang ano na, close to more than half na po yung nalugi sa'yo agad simply by depositing your money in the bank. So sa ganyang situation po, ang tingin ko kung ako, parang wala nang point, di ba, na mag-time deposit ka. Di ilabas mo na lang yung pera mo in that situation, and if you withdraw your funds, if majority of the public will withdraw their funds, then of course, like what I explained earlier, that can lead to what we call nga a bank run, di ba? Tapos pag nagkaroon ng bank run, that will lead to a impact sa economy at sa bansa po natin, okay? So instead na ma-entice ka mag-deposit pa ng pera mo, mawawalan ka na talaga ng gana because of this, considering yung other factors pa if we add yung sa inflation, di ba? Plus the mere fact yung 6% po, that is for time deposits nga po yan eh. Paano pag hindi pala time deposit? So kung gawin mo lang yearly yung deposit mo, yung time deposit mo, mas mababa pa yung interest na ibibigay sa'yo ng bangko, tapos yung itatax sa'yo 20% pa rin, tapos yung inflation is similar pa rin naman yung application. So yun nga po, like what I stated already, mawawalan po ng purpose or sense or value to actually make time deposits, okay? And the second reason naman po, eto punta naman tayo kay Mayor Vico Soto po of Pasig City. So dito kung makita ninyo, this is an old article already po, October 15, 2024, Inquirer.net. So anyway, yung subject po nito, yung title, Vico Soto, Pasig City to use annual savings for new City Hall. And the reason why I am sharing this, kasi yung sabi po dito ni Mayor Vico, we've saved a huge amount. We've saved what used to go to the standard operating procedure amounting to over 1 billion a year. Diba? So nakatipid po sila sa Pasig City ng 1 billion a year. Our funds keep growing at 1 billion per year over 3 terms. We've saved more than 9 billion and it could even reach over 10 billion, the Pasig City Mayor said in Filipino during his State of the City address on Monday. So yung point ko po dito, kung effective po, maayos at magaling po ang leader ng isang LGU, kaya po magkaroon ng ganito kalaking amount ng savings without actually imposing new taxes, 'di ba? So sila Mayor Vico lang, because of his transparency, his good governance style of leadership, this is not new income generated po, these are just savings, 'di ba? So dahil po sa savings ito, hindi na po nila kailangan mag-impose sa mga bagong local taxes para lang magkaroon sila ng pondo for the construction of their new city hall. So in short, yung point ko lang po, kung kaya sa Pasig tapos ma-emulate yan all throughout the country, edi madami pong savings ma-generate yung mga local government units natin, which can be used for more government programs without actually imposing new taxes, diba? So si Mayor Vico has already showed all of us that this is doable to have extra funds by savings via good governance. So sa tingin ko kaya naman po yan ng national government natin, other LGUs, as long as we really stick to the very essence po of being a public servant. So anyway, yung main point ko po dito, wag po sana agad isipin na imposition of new taxes. Dapat unahin muna natin ano ba yung pwede ma-improve para mas maka-generate pa ng more savings ang government. Kasi tatandaan po natin, if your governance, your leadership is not effective, it is full of corruption, kahit na po anong increase niyo ng tax, a big portion of that po is mawawala pa rin because of corruption and red tape, diba? In other words, kung ako po tatanungin, wag po sana maging tax first lagi yung mentality natin, because that is added burden po to the citizens of the Republic of the Philippines, diba? Kung meron po tayong pwedeng mapagkunan ng funds, meron po tayong masave, yun po sana yung gawin muna, okay? But of course, that is just my personal opinion po as a citizen of the Republic of the Philippines. Hindi ko naman po sinasabi tama yung aking point of view, but I am just sharing lang po my personal opinion, kasi ako po nawala na ako ng gana mag-deposit dahil dito eh. Parang gusto ko na lang ilabas yung pera ko, although wala rin naman ako masyadong pera talaga. Pero yun yung naging feeling ko po as a citizen of the Republic of the Philippines. Anyway, if you like more legal videos po, as usual, may lalabas po yan sa gilid ng mukha ko that YouTube po will recommend sa inyo. And if you want to be notified kung may bago po tayong update, subscribe lang po kayo sa channel ko. And of course, wag nyo rin po kalimutan ma-like yung video. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye! Happy rainy weekday, guys!